I'm going to read a letter for you that is dated 19 February 2018, and it is addressed to the Honorable Molwyn Joseph, Minister of Health and the Environment, Lower High Street, St. John's, Antigua. The subject line of this letter reads, State of Solid Waste and the Cleaning of Antigua and Barbuda. And it goes like this. Dear Mr. Joseph, as the former Chief Health Inspector who served my country faithfully and effectively in this capacity for upwards of 35 years across several political administrations and under the policy of several ministers of health, I write to express my professional observation and evaluation of your function as Minister of Health. Specifically, I write with regard to the state of cleanliness and management of solid waste in Antigua and Barbuda. The situation has been deteriorating before my tenure as Chief Health Inspector came to an end, and I continue to receive reports in various forms of further degradation. This was brought to your attention, but to no avail. It is evident to all and sundry that you have done and continue to do a terrible job in the cleaning of Antigua. Recent reports that you have resorted to the use of chemicals to get rid of grass, shrub, and rank weeds and bush is an indication and a grim testimony of your dismal failure to come up with any tangible, cost-effective, and public health and environmentally friendly strategies for cleaning the country, and to respond to the national outcry over how, under your watch, the country is so filthy. What you do not seem to understand is that the state of the country is a function of your poor management and administrative practices that you have undertaken for years, and in particular since 2014. It is your poor management and administrative approaches that have demotivated everyone, resulting in the frustration of staff at the National Solid Waste Management Authority and the Central Board of Health, affecting workers' attitudes, productivity, and the functioning of the Solid Waste Board. The causes of the problem at the two agencies are not necessarily financial. Solid Waste has received sizable chunks of the CIP funds/budget, plus funds from the Consolidated Fund, Cruise Ship and Environmental Levy, Embarkation Tax, and from the Bottle Can Levy. While your approach to the management of cleaning has resulted in ongoing financial crises, the country has become dirtier and dirtier. While your approach to the management of cleaning has resulted in ongoing financial crises, the country has become dirtier and dirtier. To cap it all off, St. John's, our capital city, is so unbelievably offensive and dirty that it is a wonder that nationals and tourists still put ashore there. It is a threat to their health as well as that of residents. With respect to Solid Waste Management Authority, the board, contrary to my experience with all previous ones, cannot make any decision without your direct involvement and permission. Your style has been to convene meetings with selected board members and dictate to them what decisions you wish to have, even at the operational level. In the meantime, and to facilitate this direct taking over of the management function of solid waste, In the meantime, and to facilitate this direct taking over of the management functions of solid waste, you have ensured that there is no general manager at the National Solid Waste Management Authority, nor any effective management strategies and structures. In effect, all decisions start and end with you. Under your myopic watch, solid waste was raped of its intellectual capacity and ability. At present, the ability and capacity to manage the cleaning of Antigua does not exist in Solid Waste Management Authority. Neither does it exist in you. The government came in with a policy of beautification, and you have maximally mismanaged it. Solid Waste is currently paying out $1 million to former employees for unfair dismissals. There have been 2 general managers fired, 1 chairman fired, and the other resigned out of frustration and intolerance over your interference. 3 department managers fired, including an accountant and 2 contractors. All those who have taken industrial actions against solid waste because of your hasty and vindictive actions have won their cases. You have removed the system of using flexible machines for cleaning the highways of Antigua that you met in place and replaced it with men using weed whackers. Under your watch, the villages and communities were neglected. Little or no cleaning is done inside these villages. You promised that this would have been a more cost effective strategy than the system you met in place. The reality is that the system you put in place is untenable and frighteningly costly. As these are all independent contractors, there is no single person to direct operations at the job site. Instead, it can be observed that you are the one giving direct operational instructions. This has happened on numerous occasions. Additionally, what you have done is to ensure that there is an unequal distribution and allocation of workers in the respective areas, and to select workers from your constituency and also give your constituency an unfair abundance of workers. St. Mary's North, to include Jennings, Golden Grove, Bendels, Browns Avenue, and Martins Village, have a disproportionate number of workers than areas of similar size and population. In comparison, St. Mary's South, St. Paul's, St. George, Rural East, City South, Rural South, St. Peter's, City East has limited numbers of workers. There are some constituencies that have only 6 workers assigned, while yours has multiples of this number. In 2014 and 2015, you introduced measures and policies that resulted in the present state of this country. I cautioned you that these poor policies, management, and administrative practices were not in the best interests of the country. And in your false sense of importance and in your arrogance, you paid no attention. It is therefore laughable that you could pretend that you wanted me to function as your advisor after I ended my term of duty with the country, at additional cost to the country, when I was available and offered my technical advice as Chief Health Inspector already. While I was a Chief Health Inspector, you went to great lengths to frustrate and remove me from the post, all to no avail. So how could I, in good conscience, accept as serious your purported offer of employment as an advisor to you? My sincerest recommendation is for you to quietly ask the Prime Minister to relieve you of the responsibility for the cleaning of Antigua. The country cannot be restored under your watch. However, there needs to be a beautification plan. A national plan and strategy for the National Solid Waste Management Authority and solid waste management legislation needs to be reviewed and updated, and a strong education, health promotion, and community participation program developed. And most importantly, you need to ask the Prime Minister to relieve you of the responsibility for solid waste, and you should apologize to the country for your inept performance. Sincerely, Lionel Michael, BBE.